of one of the idioms. So to create an idiom, you have to look at your packet and find one you want to do. My example I'm going to do today is apple of my eye. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to go over to Google, I'm going to type in apple, and I'm going to go to images, and I'm going to look for an apple that I like. I'm going to say, this one's good. I'm going to go to view image, so it's by itself. Of course it would be blocked. There we go. I'm going to hold down control and click save image as. I'm going to put it on my desktop. I'm actually create a new folder called idioms. I have to call it 2 because I already have one on there. And say save. And then I'm going to find a picture of an eye. So eye. Images. And then once I decide which one I want to do, I'm going to say, I'm going to go with this first one here. See if I can get a view image. Again, I'm going to control click, save image as, save it into my folder, and I've got my images for my pictures. So now I'm going to go into Photoshop. I'm going to say, let me close out some of these. I'm going to say File, Open, and I'm going to go into my folder on the desktop with my idioms in it already. As you can see, I did not set up a background, so you do not need to do that before your, where did I put my pictures? Idiom 2, there it is. I'm going to grab both of those and hit open. And you can see it's going to open up in 2 tabs, apple and my eye. So what I'm going to do here is select my apple. There's a couple ways you can do it. I think the easiest way is go and use that magic wand and subtract the white, like we did in the video for with the plate. But right now everything is selected except for my apple. So I'm going to come in here and go to select inverse. So just my apple is selected. So I can go ahead and use my move tool and move my apple and into my eye. And I'm not letting go until I got onto this board right here. Now that my apple is in my eye, I need to blend it a little bit. There's so many different things that you can do for this. You can come over here to your opacity and turn it down the opacity, and then you can also go to your blending layers and try different ones. Of course, they might not work, they might not look right, but just kind of play around with these things up here, right here. And there's also going to image adjustments. And there's so many different things that you could do through your vibrance. Maybe I want to come in here and add more, take away. You can come up to image adjustments, and there's brightness. Okay, maybe I want to brighten it up or darken it down so it blends in a little bit, and say okay. Now I need to save 2 different files for this. So I'm going to come up here and say File, Save As, and save it as Apple of Eye PSD. So I have a Photoshop file, and then I'm going to say File, Save As, and then down here I'm going to choose JPEG. Alright, so I'm going to save a JPEG file and a PSD file for each one. The reason I'm doing that is because on your Google Classroom you should receive a Google Slides document, and you're going to place each JPEG on one slide and make sure you label the title at the top. I have it set up for that, and so hopefully you'll be able to complete it.